As Kash Patel gained control of the agency, he rapidly moved to address the insubordination. Yet, many FBI agents demonstrated a resistance to comply with his legal orders. Even as Patel outlined plans to relocate personnel to Alabama, murmurs of rebellion grew louder. They're planning to execute paper transfers to signify compliance while actually disregarding orders, O'Boyle explained, signaling a ripple of disobedience. The scene grew murkier. Should this defiance continue to spread, it may force drastic measures, potentially dismantling entire agencies, reminiscent of the upheaval at USAID. Workers who had been dismissed from USAID were now pouring into the streets, their protests resonating with raw emotion. A group of them stormed the lobby of Republican Senator Lisa Murkowski's office in Alaska, only to be forcibly removed by security. They attempted to gain entry to the office of Republican Senator John Thune in South Dakota, but were met with resistance from staff. "It's been a tumultuous journey," one former USAID employee lamented. "When I joined, I envisioned a long future there, truly cherishing the meaningful work we accomplished." Tears brimming at the thought of her child, she pondered, "What kind of country are we living in now?" As the sun rose one fateful Thursday, terminated USAID employees were given a mere 15 minutes to vacate their workspaces. Clutching backpacks and wheeling suitcases, these individuals emerged from the building's confines. Outside, supporters erupted in applause, showering them with flowers and heartfelt messages of gratitude for their service. But this was merely the beginning. The cuts were expected to deepen in the coming weeks. In a bold move, the Trump administration announced plans to permanently close over 120 IRS offices, a strategy aimed at trimming the federal government's reach and cutting costs. Agency heads received urgent directives to submit proposals for massive layoffs by March 13th. The administration was intent on severing ties with employees deemed ineffective, leaving uncertainty in its wake. In a dramatic cabinet meeting, President Trump disclosed that over 1 million federal workers were now on the bubble, a stark warning for those who failed to respond to a recent email demanding they document their contributions. Initially, it seemed like a stern ultimatum. Failure to respond would be treated as resignation, but Musk's later remarks hinted at a more lenient approach, allowing individuals opportunities to clarify their positions. Amidst this swirling chaos, a looming threat of a government shutdown lurked in the shadows. Congress faced a critical deadline to prevent a crisis, with Democrats and Republicans heatedly debating the terms of funding agreements. Uncertainty loomed large as the clock ticked toward the March 14th deadline, a time when bipartisan support was essential to ensure government operations could continue. As the tumult in Washington unfolded, it became clear that this chaos was but one part of a larger brewing perfect storm. With doubts swirling about society's ability to withstand the turmoil ahead, one thought lingered: preparation is key. As the storm approached, the world held its breath, waiting for what would unfold next.